I think that this might even be a little bit important. Every day when I wake up, I go, okay, what am I supposed to do today? I continue to feel the weight that there must be something that I can do, even as we hear reports of the things that are happening all over the world. The women lawyers in Afghanistan is one. You know, we want something to happen, and the drought and the tornadoes and the hurricanes and the flooding, and it's just one thing after the other that you know, people having this thought in their head, I have to go kill people. It's a really aggravated time. And so the question behooves of us to ask ourselves every day, what can I do now? What can I do today? How can I serve? And it could be you're serving with a prayer. You have a prayer that you put out there, and your energy going out on the grid is so powerful. But here's the thing I'm getting. It came to me today, and here's how the universe works for me, because I've had an interesting day and I won't go into all of it. But the universe, so it said, okay, you need to go and pay for your panharmonic site. You know, you have to pay for those things. And if you do it, you know, then for 2 years you get such and such. Well, it took me all day to do it. Well, I did it, and I said, oh, guess what? We're going to gift you for a year a URL, meaning another website. Well, I've got my URLs, but something in me said, no, you need a URL for this work that you're doing and for the book that you need to write. Get it out there for other people. And I'm like, okay. And so I looked up a bunch of different things, and then everything was taken, and I got up to go get a glass of water, and as I was there getting the water, I heard it. I heard, because I let go, you see, I let go, and it said, living as avatar. Living as avatar. And so Renee and Sharon, now Renee, I haven't worked with so much, but Sharon knows this. Each of the people who participate in these meditations have agreed to take on one of these avatar frequencies. And there's mudras and mantras, and work with it and just let the energy come in. Be a vessel for that energy. Be a vessel for that energy. And allow that energy to inform you of your next layer to resolve, dissolve, and evolve. That simple. Like resolve, oh yeah, that's my ego, dissolve it, and then evolve, and as fast as you can. And I'm not saying time, space, speed, I'm saying willingness. Willingness, and because we don't have 5 years, we don't have 3 years, we have now. So I'm giving a little bit of a little background. A lot of you already have tracked through this with me, and thank you for that. But I wanted to get a little expansion note because I have a feeling what we're going to be asked to do this evening, and work specifically with Divine Mother. Now, what I'm seeing out there, you see, as part of this duality and polarization, is a frequency that goes like this. It's like a irritant. It's you know, in people, and they want to lash out at someone, and they want to dominate, and they want to have power over. And it's a really interesting kind of thing that's vibrating on the planet. And you know, I told some people this, but I had a dream to that effect, and I could see the whole gestalt of this patriarchal inclination, configuration that is embedded in this reality, and that it's coming to its apex. Maybe not even that. It's the apex before the decline. And what must come through is Divine Mother, Divine Feminine, because we can't just have a total collapse. We need all of this filtering through. And so for me, what happens, and I'm going to ask you to kind of tune into yourself. What is coming through your body? Like what symptoms are coming through, or what is showing up in your life as a challenge? That is your next layer. And the other thing that happened today, I was walking my dogs, and this, it's not really a voice, but it's kind of like a knowingness that kind of evolves through. And it's like, it's really easy to look at things happening, say in the news, on TV, whatever, and to kind of go, "Ooh, that's bad," you know, "Ooh," like that. "Oh, that's like that." But I believe from the word I got today, first, the word observer kind of filtered through. But then it became more clear that all of us, as avatars, vessels for this frequency, these frequencies to come through. And Renee, if you have a resonance with Tara or Gaia or Buddha or Christos, just choose that. Just say, okay, I'm going to be a vessel, or say I'm going to be a vessel for what avatar comes through. And Sharon already knows hers. So what the word I got was a good word, is watchers. Watchers. So watchers is a very active observer. It's like, mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. It's like that. So I'm giving you a tiny bit of background because these things just came through today, and I wanted just to give you a picture like this so that when we went into it, I wouldn't have to speak so many words. Okay. All right. So looking at this, then remembering that we as vessels for these various avatar frequencies stood, that's not a good word, but held space on the quantum between the 5D new earth and these various alternate reality, parallel worlds, galactic this and that, angelic this and that, dream this, dream that, all those things that we've had little brief experiences with in our life and haven't known how to relate to them, but we held space there to start the experience of things, to start the disconfiguration, this disconfiguration, the undoing of this configuration that's helped this patriarch, this false patriarchy, power over is false patriarchy. That's it's not accurate. It's not a true, okay, it's hierarchy, right? But hierarchy is always meant to pull things up, not push things down to be dominant. Okay, so enough verbiage. And I'm going to invite you all to find your inner space, your breath, and your light. Maybe there's a light, a light lit, a flame in your heart. Maybe there's one third eye. Maybe there's one in your crown or your soul star. You'll find your light. And allow that light to expand through what you would call first your etheric body, all those little nadi, all those little nadi, that give rise to your physical body. And then from there, expand it out beyond your physical body about an inch or two or something like that, to where your energy field is expanding in such a way that it just moves on to the quantum. In other words, you move out of physical relationship and you move into quantum relationship. So I'm going to give you a moment to play with that. So just allowing yourself to expand, soften and expand beyond what you define as you embodied. Just make it a little bigger. That helps you go quantum. And soften. Soften the edges. And then move into your prayerful heart. And let's all together say a prayer for the earth. And as we do the mantra, love, 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 feel into that. Love, love. And then this prayer comes through. Divine Mother, we hold our hearts open and united as an expanded vessel. As an expanded vessel. And let's allow our field to be that vessel, including those who were not able to make it, make our time together here tonight, but have intention. So expand to include all of them. There we go. And you expand through your ability to love. Your ability to love. And Divine Mother, we ask that you bless us with your wisdom and your creative force. And we ask that you move deeply into our hearts, deeply into our hearts. Expanding our hearts not only to the front of our heart chakra, but behind and to the sides. So that we know you as love. Mm. And allow your attention to expand out now through the first ring or sphere, and then to the conscious sphere, which is next. Allowing Divine Mother to promulgate that expansion. Allow her to kind of move it out, move it out. Just allow her to do that for us. Allowing her to orchestrate the movements within our totality bodies. And even as this is happening, is like this creative flow is moving up through us and expanding, 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 without even our own volition, just allowing, surrendering, allowing, surrendering, allowing. Moving from density to fluidity to lucidity to alternate reality. Allowing, allowing. I'm expanding to include everybody now in the field, to be as one. And if you would be so kind as to particularly pay attention to the expansion behind you. And particularly allow this beautiful divine feminine, divine mother to orchestrate that expansion. There's a moment of surrendering to that. And then would you be so kind as to really open and extend skyward your crown chakra? Reach for the stars. Reach for the constellations that hold the answer to the mystery. Good. And there's a configuration process going on right now. It's allowing all our individual gifts to be configured into our field. Each one of you bring specific strengths to our field, and we thank you. There we go. allowing the Holy of Holies to descend now into our field. It may feel like something coming through your crown or the back of your head. Okay, we're way more organized than we were. And there's a deep channel of light coming from above. And this channel is holding the first fifth dimensional frequency, which is blessed holiness. Blessed holiness. And bringing blessed holiness through the crown, from the soul star and beyond, and through the other six chakras, front and back. Blessed holiness. Blessed holiness. And then if you are able, bring it out, the blessed holiness out to the edges of your field and our field. Blessed holiness. Allowing that blessed holiness to filter out to the very edges between these realms and the new earth, that filter out to the very, very edge. Mm. And then relax and breathe with it. And for these sweet moments together, let it define us. Field. And then find the grateful heart within you. And this will consolidate it in your energetic field. Allow gratitude to create a room in your heart, a room in your heart for the Blessed Holiness. Try that on. And then finally, I'm being shown that there's an energetic place right in the back of our skull, behind the third eye, that can contain, that can be activated as a vessel to contain the blessed holiness. In other words, it's inside of us, but by having it there, it influences thought generation. Thought generation, so that more and more our thoughts are influenced by this frequency, the 5D frequency. Kind of like, well, what would Jesus do? What would Christ do? What would Buddha do? Buddha brain. Mhm. There we go. So we have this beautiful cocktail, if you will, of Divine Mother, her creativity, her creative force. We have love, love, love. We have your light, your internal light. We have our alignment with the constellatory forces that are working with us. Thank you to them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we have blessed holiness, the installation of blessed holiness, the very beginnings of that as consciousness. And then, of course, we have gratitude, gratitude, which anchors it. There we go. Humility. It begets humility at purpose. And together tonight, we hold this as an installation for the realm of consciousness, planetary consciousness. It's a, yes, it could be just a drop in the ocean, but it is a significantly potent. And indeed, there is cohesion in the field due to your efforts, your concentration, and your will. So perhaps over the next week or two, if you're able, bring that phrase, blessed holiness, to mind, and slightly bow your head, just slightly, just a little bit down, so that it may activate in that sacred installation in the back of your cranium. Ah, yes, blessed holiness. And in this way, you may be a vessel, not only for these seventh dimensional avatar frequencies, but for the perhaps, relatively speaking, more dense vibration of the 5D installation of blessed holiness. It's the demarcation that plants us on the spiritual path of evolution. It marks it as spiritual evolution. So prayer hands or mudras to our hearts, we give great thanks here for those who choose to gather on this beautiful night, what we would call a holiday weekend, and may each being here and those who've joined us on the inner planes be blessed with insight and empowered observation. Empowered observation of what is. And I leave you all with the gifts of the evening to hold deeply in your field. your hearts, and in your lanterns, in your lamps, shall we say. And I'm gently going to sign off here and then just be with you all for a period of time.